Hello, and welcome to The Discriminating Gamer, the board game review show that truly wonders if there is indeed life on other worlds, and if so, have they developed a really, really good tasting bacon? My name is Cody, and today we're taking a look at Rome! Thunder Rally from GMT Games. It's a game all about race cars and race car driving. Let's take a look.
My head blows on up like a big hot air balloon. Higher and higher, the hotter the fire. Just me in this empty room. People seem to hold their breath as I walk on inside. Screams almost hate me 'cause I'm going crazy, but everyone steps aside. And it's so cool to be alone. And I feel that I have found a home inside the devil's tomb.
In Thunder Rally from GMT Games, you take on the role of a manager of a team of race car drivers. You get an information sheet that details each one of your cars. You'll have up to 6, depending on the number of players. You'll draw a race card, and at the bottom of the race card will actually tell you where your cards get set up in from pole position back through the track. Now, when the game starts, you're going to go ahead and draw a hand of those racing cards, and then you will play those racing cards. There are 4 different kinds of movement in Thunder Rally. Some of these cards say solo movement, in which case you just move your car alone. Some of them say pursuit movement, meaning you are actually not just going to move yourself, but all those cars that are directly in front of you will move also. If you have lead movement, then all the cars directly behind you will move also. And if you have draft movement, then every car directly in front of or directly behind you will move as well, up to the full point movement allowance. Now what this means is on your turn, you're not just going to be moving your car most of the time, you're going to be moving other players' cars as well. Now, whenever you do play a movement card, you're also going to, more often than not, acquire some kind of damage. Wear on tires, engine trouble, and these things, a lot of them are temporary, but some of them are permanent. And you're going to place them in these markers that denote what kind of damage you have in places on your information sheet on your specific car. The temporary damage can actually be removed during a pit stop. If you want to take a pit stop to get rid of some of that damage, great, then you can get back moving, but you're going to lose some of your momentum in the race. The downside is if you get too many of those damage cards, you're eliminated. And even before you're eliminated, as you approach elimination, you get movement point penalties, so your car becomes less effective the more it moves, unless you make those pit stops. And again, some of that damage cannot be taken off of the car. It simply remains there. Now, everybody's going to be moving, and then at the end of everybody's movement phase, when all the cards have moved, you're going to go ahead and draw an event card. Now, an event card is going to affect either all the players or a specific player. Maybe the car with the most tire damage, or maybe the car with the most engine damage. It's going to affect these cars in different ways. Now, the game ends after the first player crosses the finish line, after that turn. But the person who crosses the finish line isn't necessarily the winner. In fact, what you're going to do is figure out placement for all of the cars at the end of that turn. Now, determining where they come in, they're each going to get a little chit saying, you know, first place, second place, third place, all the way up to, you know, the number of cars that you have. And then what you do is you add the point totals of all of those chits together, including points for things like being the turn leader every round. At the end of every turn, there's a turn leader and he gets points. You're going to add all those factors together, and whoever has the most points wins the game. That's more or less how Thunder Rally is played. So, first of all, the game's components are great. Generally good cardboard chits and cardboard components. The boards themselves, there's 2 boards that are double-sided. It gives you 4 race tracks, so you could do a kind of a campaign game or a racing season, as it were. And they are all really good, really high quality. Very pleased with the quality of the production of this game. Of course, it's GMT. They make good stuff. They don't make crap in terms of components. It's very, very solid in that respect. Now, let me just tell you, going into this game, I'm not a big fan of racing. It's not my cup of tea. I realize there's people out there that love it, that really get into it, and great for them. It's just not my thing. But I'd heard good things about this game, so I wanted to check it out. I played it, and first of all, I was really quite astonished with just how simple a game this is to learn and to play. It looks very complex, but you read the rules and you realize, yeah, it's pretty straightforward. And you sit down and you play it, and it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty intuitive. I like that a lot. Now, there are one or two rules that you kind of scratch your head a little bit, and you have to do some homework there, but generally, it's good. It's straightforward. Easy game to learn and to play. Very, very happy about that. Now, what are my thoughts about how fun the game is and how much I like the game? I love this game. This is a fun game. I really like it. There's great competition. What I like about it is it's one of those games that keeps you invested even when it's not your turn, because other players are going to play cards that are going to move your cars. So that means the way you play your own cards, you can't count on that. From one player to the next, it's constantly changing, it's constantly evolving. And I love games that keep you invested even when it's not your turn. So you're watching the board constantly, trying to evolve your strategy with the cards you have in your hand, and how you can play them on the board. It's really engaging and a lot of fun. Also, too, I like the aspect of where you're managing a team of race cars, and so you're looking for your overall collective score. You may have one car that's way out in front, gonna win, but if you've got another car or other cars that are hanging back, that's really gonna bring down the average of the points you're gonna bring in, and you may not win the game overall. That's another great mechanic. That's something else I like a lot about this game. So it's really quite clever. It's really intuitive, and again, it's just absolutely a beautiful production. Not so long ago, I reviewed 5 Tribes from Days of Wonder, and I thought that was just a phenomenal game as well. And I kind of mentioned there was another game that was on my radar that I liked a lot, that's possibly my favorite of the year so far, and really it comes down to Thunder Rally and 5 Tribes. They're so far, late August, 2014, they are my favorite games of the year. Now that could change, a lot more games coming out. I don't know which one I enjoy more at this point, but I really do like Thunder Rally. It is just a lot of fun. So I highly recommend GMT's Thunder Rally. The recommendation for the discriminating gamer is buy it. Vroom vroom.
I'm losing control, I'm going 1,000 miles an hour. You got me shaking, baby, I'm a-quaking by the force of your awesome power. Big blonde hair, large tattoos. My daddy always said you would be bad news. But let me tell you, baby, that I just don't got much left to lose. And it's so cruel to be alone. And I feel that I have found a home inside the devil's tomb. The devil's tomb.
Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of The Discriminating Gamer. We want to bring you more and more great stuff for a long time to come, so please like us on Facebook and subscribe to us on YouTube. The Discriminating Gamer!
Somebody help.